Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Today on The Young and the Restless, Daniel worries about Lucy, Sharon snaps at her daughters, and Chelsea and Adam hang out with Connor. Soaps.com may receive a commission on orders placed through its retail links, and the retailer may receive certain auditable data for accounting purposes. At the park, Adam and Chelsea play football with Connor, who suddenly spots something in the distance and looks concerned. They ask if everything is okay, and Adam whispers that maybe coming there was a mistake. Chelsea replies, "How would we know? How will we ever know?" Connor rejoins them, and Chelsea asks about him staring. Does it feel strange being back there? Connor concedes a lot of things have changed. Chelsea reminds him to pull from his resources. Connor says he has to figure out how to deal with weird things. Adam steals the football from Chelsea, and they all chase each other. At Society, Billy runs into Sally, and they discuss Connor's progress and note that Adam and Chelsea seem to have a weight lifted. Billy still thinks she's keeping a secret. Sally knows he means well, but it's got to be hard for her if he keeps bringing it up. Billy says he's made a decision, and it's one he should probably fill her in on. He sits and says he's decided to back off on questioning what happened between Adam and Chelsea. He knows she'll share whatever's going on with him in time. Sally's impressed and wants to believe him, but his suspicions started to get in her head. Billy's sorry about that. Sally says she and Adam have gotten back to themselves after bonding over Ava's loss. Billy finds it hard to believe he's the only one lying awake at night wondering what they're keeping from them. At Crimson Lights, Daniel offers to buy Nick a coffee and then asks if he'd seen Sharon lately. Nick says he's seen her more with Faith home. Daniel admits she's been on his mind. He went over the other day to pitch a video game in Cassie's memory. They had an exchange that left him feeling bad, and he thought the game could ease some of the tension, but she's not returning his calls. Nick asks if he thought there was a chance that could set her off. Why even go there? Daniel explains he was trying to forge a connection that might allow Sharon to associate him with something positive instead of something painful. Nick admits he's been worried about Sharon lately too. Daniel confesses that had a conversation with Lucy about it. It was hard discussing the tragedy. Nick thinks Sharon is weighed down by the past right now. He appreciates Daniel's video game idea, but it's probably best for now if he keeps his distance from Sharon. Daniel agrees to stay away from Sharon if that's what Nick thinks is best. Nick appreciates it. Daniel also feels he should apologize for Lucy's behavior with Faith the other night. Nick, confused, has no idea what he's talking about. Daniel says his underage daughter invited his daughter to a concert and snuck alcohol in. She is grounded. Nick says he's sorry. That couldn't have been easy. Daniel says that given he's had Cassie's accident on his mind, it was disturbing. Nick tells him about Faith's accident, which scared her off of alcohol. Daniel fears this won't derail Lucy's desire to grow up too quickly. Faith finds Sharon at her desk at home. Sharon says she's delaying her mini retreat because there's too much going on at work. Faith thought Maria was taking over. Sharon says she won't have to put it off forever. Cameron appears on the couch and congratulates her for lying so well to Faith. They both know the truth. She can't leave Genoa City because all the answers she is looking for are right there. Faith asks, "Where did you go? I'm worried about you." Sharon claims that she just remembered an email she has to send. "Don't you have plans with friends today?" Faith urges her mother to trust Maria and go on her retreat. Maria enters as Sharon snaps that she told her she would go as soon as she takes care of work. Mariah asks, "Don't you think I can handle running things by myself?" Cameron, in the corner, snarks, "Can't wait to hear you talk your way out of this one." Sharon tells Maria she trusts her, but makes excuses about things she has to attend to at work. Mariah tells her she took care of those things last week. Faith wants to know what's really going on. Is she afraid to leave Esther in charge at Crimson Lights? Maria wonders if she's worried about traveling alone. Faith offers to go with her. Sharon leaps up, knocking her laptop to the floor and hollers at them for treating her like she's about to break. Cameron tells Sharon she needs to rein it in. The idea is to make them worry less about her, not more. If she keeps flying off the handle, they'll never back off. Sharon changes her tune and apologizes for snapping at them. Going back on her meds has been a roller coaster. They insist she should get away. Sharon promises to rebook her travel plans this afternoon. At the park, Adam remarks on Connor's maturity since he's been back. He's taught him not to try so hard, and that he'll let them know when he needs them. Chelsea agrees. They'll follow his lead. They start tossing the football again. Connor remarks on them never doing fun stuff like this. The three of them. He doesn't think they'd be hanging out like this if he wasn't in treatment. At society, Sally admits she's had a moment where she thought Adam was keeping something from her. But it's far from the relentless paranoia Billy's been peddling. She insists things are good now. Billy questions if she has residual concerns. Sally says maybe about work stuff. There was Newman drama the other day, but she doesn't know what it was about. If Chelsea's keeping something from him, it's probably out of loyalty and respect. Billy says, not if it's loyalty to Adam. Sally reminds him he planned to back off and tells him Connor should be their first concern. In the park, Connor knows things haven't been the best between his parents, but they seem to like each other again. Adam awkwardly says they do like each other. Chelsea tells Connor they both love him. Connor goes off to get them drinks from the cart, and Adam muses about him picking up on them getting along better. Chelsea hopes he doesn't sense anything else. Nick arrives at Sharon's place, and she coos about him stopping by to check on her. Nick's glad to see the girls are there. Faith gets a text from Lucy and groans that she wants her to be her best friend. Nick heard what happened at the concert. Faith tells Maria about the vodka and explains that she's a kid and they have zero in common. Nick asks, have you told her that? Sharon says she suggested Faith should do. Cameron mocks, look at you sounding all rational. Faith thinks it's easier said than done. Sharon stares at Cameron through narrowed eyes as the others continue to discuss Lucy. Sharon says Faith finds Lucy clingy. Nick is sure Daniel will eventually say something to his daughter. Sharon feels it needs to come from Faith. Cameron gives Sharon a thumbs up. Nick tells Faith to encourage Lucy to hang out with kids her own age. Sharon urges her daughter to extinguish that flame before it becomes a fire. At Crimson Lights, Heather meets up with Daniel and tells him Lucy is still moping in her bedroom. Daniel adds she's not returning his text. Heather cracks that they're terrible parents. Daniel thinks they're being fair considering the Cassie tragedy they just talked about. Heather thinks she's learning her lesson. She'd just rather die than admit it. Daniel says someone did die in his past. He'll have a conversation with her after this grounding is over. At the park, Chelsea talks to Adam about her guilt. Adam tells her she has to find a way to tamp it down. He reflects that they've been through so much and no one else gets them as they get each other. They recall moments from the past. Adam tells her that night was a mistake, but it doesn't have to be a catastrophe. Chelsea complains that what they did isn't just about them. It affects other people. Adam says they're finally getting it right when it comes to their son. Connor reappears and they have a chugging contest. At society, Billy tells Sally he'll stop stressing about Adam and Chelsea and support Connor. Sally's glad to hear it. She asks if he has to get back to the office. Billy thinks they should go to the park and support them. Sally asks if he's always this impulsive. He says it's kind of his things. Allow me to escort you to the park, Sally tells him. Lead the way. In the park, Connor asks his parents if he was like this when he was little. He was wondering how the OCD got started. Chelsea just remembers he was very curious as a baby. Adam recalls he watched everything going on around him like a hawk. He also loved cartoons. Connor says his OCD will be around forever. He can control it, but it can't be cured. Chelsea's just glad he's home and has tools to use to have a great life. Adam tells him about a movie they used to watch with the line, "Stay gold." Connor thinks that means to be true to himself. He likes that. They did that. A lot of parents freak out, but they stayed the same. He walks off to the recycling bin, and Adam tells Chelsea they did something right. They hold hands and look at each other. At Sharon's place, she tells Faith she can be kind but also honest with Lucy about why she wants some distance from her. Faith just hopes it doesn't cause more drama. Sharon giggles. Drama. That's the last thing we need around here. Nick asks about Sharon's trip and learns she's put it off a bit. Sharon insists she'll rebook her travel. Nick doesn't think she should if she's feeling out of sorts. That way, they can take care of her. Cameron snarks. Prince Nicholas rides in on his white horse yet again. At Crimson Lights, Heather tells Daniel that Lucy's too angry to listen right now. Daniel hopes she'll be worn down enough by the end of her punishment that she'll be willing to work with them. Heather warns they'll have to be careful, or they'll push her to rebel. Daniel was trying to remember what his mom said to him after Cassie. He recalls her saying no matter what happened, he could never lose her love. Heather sighs. That's why even though Phyllis drives her up the wall, she will always respect her devotion to him. Daniel can't believe this is happening. If he has to relive one mistake, why does it have to be this one? Heather reminds him, no one got hurt, and she came clean. This isn't about you, and it also isn't about Cassie. Maybe the purpose of it all is so you can right that wrong from the past. You could be saving a life. She tells him he's a good father and didn't cause this. But he has the tools to impress upon their daughter that she'd better think twice before doing something so stupid again. At Sharon's place, she thanks Nick for supporting her. Mariah feels bad that they pushed her to go. Sharon reassures her. Nick has to go. He just wanted to come by and make sure everything was okay. Sharon moons. It is now. Mariah thinks Sharon should still let her run the company, even if it's for a few days. Cameron tells Sharon she's going to want to say yes to that. There's some things she needs time to take care of. Nick asks, Sharon, did you hear what Mariah said? In the park, Adam and Chelsea reflect on their good day with Connor. Adam wonders if their son is right. Is their connection different now? Sally and Billy appear behind them, unseen, as Chelsea replies, I'd much rather Connor pick up on us working as a team than the tension and guilt from that one night. Sally and Billy exchange a look. Next on The Young and the Restless, Victor challenges Kyle and Andra. Billy confronts Chelsea, and Adam keeps up appearances with Sally.